You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 30th of March, 2025. It is 10 days after the spring equinox. It is 82 days before the summer solstice. According to authorities in Saudi Arabia and Qatar, the crescent moon has been sighted, and Eid al-Fitr is to be celebrated today, marking the close of the holy month of Ramadan. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 10th day of Germinal, the day of the couvoir, the incubator. The sun rises today at 6:42 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:19 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 7:46 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 8:19 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 41 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 2% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Friday, the 4th of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the morning, low tide, 5:32 a.m., minus 18 centimeters. Near midday, high tide, 11:51 a.m., 1 meter 68. In the evening, low tide, 5:45 p.m., minus 12 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, on our spring tree watch, the Japanese Zelkova serrata, or in Japanese keyaki, is coming to life. This very common street tree puts out small hermaphroditic flowers in yellow-green clusters along new stems. Their small fruits, known as drupes, will ripen gradually over the summer. Commemorations. On this day in the year 240 BCE, the first appearance of Halley's Comet to appear in written human records took place. The Chinese chronicle, Records of the Grand Historian, describes a comet that appeared in the east and moved north on this day. On this day in 1858, Hyman L. Lipman of Philadelphia received a patent for a pencil with an attached eraser. He was the leading stationer in Philadelphia. Much later, in 1875, the Supreme Court of the United States would void the patent because it simply combined two already known things with no new use. On this day in 1867, the United States bought Alaska from Russia for $7,200,000. It is amazing to think of an era when great powers thought nothing about buying and selling land without reference to the actual inhabitants. On this day in 1870, the 15th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was adopted. It guaranteed the right to vote, regardless of race. On this day in 1909, the Queensboro Bridge opened. It was designed by the bridge engineer Gustav Lindenthal and architect Henry Hornbosted. It was at the time the longest cantilever bridge in the United States. It is not a suspension bridge like the other East River spans. Interestingly, William Steinway, the son of Henry Steinway, had been president of the New York and Long Island Bridge Company from 1875 until 1877, and was instrumental in setting the project in motion. The bridge hastened the building up of the borough of Queens, which had only 45,000 inhabitants in 1870 when the project first got underway. On this day in 1959, Tenzin Gyatso, the 14th Dalai Lama, fled Tibet and was granted asylum in India. On this day in the year 1135, Maimonides, the great medieval rabbi, philosopher, and physician, was born in Cordoba, in what is today Spain. Interestingly, he was court physician to Sultan Saladin, whom we commemorated just a few days ago. On this day in 1970, the thoroughbred racehorse Secretariat was born in Caroline County, Virginia. Today is Land Day in Palestine and the Palestinian diaspora. It commemorates events in Galilee in 1976, when Palestinian Israeli citizens and those living in the occupied territories organized to protest forced land transfers. It is an important day for Palestinians across the world. And to all who are celebrating the festival today, Eid Mubarak. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 30th of March, 2025.